Now what? My name is Coral Rhodes for the Crash Data Group, and I want to share some valuable information with you regarding the Crash Data Retrieval tool and how the insurance industry and law enforcement will benefit from its internal use. So what is CDR? CDR is Crash Data Retrieval. It is not a crash data recorder. It is not a black box, as found on airplanes. There is no audio or video of what is happening in the vehicle, nor does it record everything all the time as an airplane's black box would. It is not something installed in a vehicle. CDR is a tool that provides access to crash data that may be stored in passenger cars, light trucks, or an SUV's airbag control module. Defined as a game changer in evaluating vehicle collisions as it relates to the insurance claims process, accident investigation, and any industry that can benefit by obtaining crash data from a vehicle that has been involved in a collision or claimed to be in a collision. How does crash data retrieval work? The crash data retrieval tool is a combination of hardware and software that, when combined, can create image crash data from supported vehicles. The CDR tool is a commercially available system comprised of hardware and software that is currently used in law enforcement, collision reconstructionists, insurance companies, fleet managers, and government researchers to access and image EDR data that may be stored in control modules found in passenger cars, light trucks, and SUVs. Imaging the crash data. The CDR tool can connect and access the data through the vehicle's Universal Data Port, or DLC, found in most every car. You can also connect to certain control modules in the vehicle to image your crash data. For example, in Fords, you can connect to the powertrain control module, and in some newer vehicles, a rollover sensor module. One of many reportable statistics is vehicle speed. You can determine pre-crash vehicle speed. You can determine whether the driver was accelerating, braking, speeding, or stopped. And having access to this information is extremely helpful when evaluating claims and validating statements. Airbag Control Module. The Airbag Control Module, or ACM's, primary job is to detect sudden changes in direction and/or rotation, and, when appropriate, deploy restraint devices like airbags. This module is also in part the vehicle's Event Data Recorder, or EDR. The ACM uses certain bits of information, including that from crash sensing systems, seatbelt-related sensors, and occupant detection systems, to decide whether or not and when to deploy airbags and other restraint system devices. When certain conditions are met, the Airbag Control Module may record data associated with these sudden changes in direction and/or rotation, i.e. a crash, which can later be imaged by the CDR tool. So where exactly is the crash data? Event data is stored by the Event Data Recorder, the EDR, function of the Airbag Control Module or other control modules. Powertrain control modules and rollover sensors may also contain crash data. EDR is a function within an airbag control module which has the capability to save certain crash data parameters after primary safety functions are completed. So which vehicles are supported? The CDR system currently supports over 110 million vehicles, including select GM, Ford, Chrysler, Nissan, Infiniti, Honda, Mazda, Fiat, Toyota, Lexus, Scion, Suzuki, BMW, Rolls-Royce, and Volvo. All auto manufacturers must be supported by a commercially available tool if they intend on continuing to sell vehicles in the U.S. market. And now let's discuss CDR practicality. The Crash Data Retrieval tool is a proven, commercially available device that allows end users investigating vehicle crashes the ability to recover crucial crash data from the vehicle. This crash data, which is stored in the vehicle's control modules, may be used to make informed decisions about the crash based on the EDR data imaged from the vehicle in question. There is no hardware to install in the vehicle. The EDR capability is already in most production vehicles today. Investigators simply attach the correct CDR cable and image the vehicle's crash data directly to a computer. The CDR report can be saved as a simple PDF for later review, printing, and emailing. What gets recorded and when should you image EDR data? Some examples of recorded data, which is 5 seconds or more of pre-crash data, typically recorded in 1-second intervals, can include speed, braking, steering angle, order of impacts, occupant presence, seatbelt use, and impact severity. Different make and model vehicles record different amounts of data and a different number of events. An event is a crash or other physical occurrence which causes a trigger threshold to be met or exceeded. Data from the collision is stored in the Airbag Control Module as either a non-deployment event or a deployment event. you should always image a supported vehicle, even if the impact was so minor that an event was not recorded. The NHTSA ruling mandates a minimum set of data parameters to be reported on a CDR report across all vehicle manufacturers. Once the vehicle is imaged, you will have a physical, non-biased representation of what the vehicle operation was for 2.5 seconds up to 6 minutes prior to the impact. A recommended best practice is to develop a plan to image and preserve crash data when appropriate. When the vehicle data is imaged, using the CDR tool and used properly, it leads to a solid liability decision and helps validate the accident investigation, creating a defensible case. So, what are some of the benefits of imaging EDR data? The CDR tool will give you unbiased crash data directly from the vehicle in question to identify fraudulent claims, evaluate liability, expedite subrogation, shorten the claim cycle, improve customer service, and validate physical evidence and witness statements. Law enforcement will be able to clear the scene faster, reduce traffic, and improve officer and public safety. These actions are in direct support of the Federal Highway Administration's Traffic Incident Management Program, or TIM. Reports will also validate both physical and eyewitness statements. You will also be able to better determine if any violations occurred and identify potentially fraudulent activities and staged accidents. NHTSA Ruling 49 CFR Part 563 is here. In August 2006, NHTSA published a final rule specifying uniform requirements for the accuracy, collection, storage, survivability, and retrievability of onboard motor vehicle crash event data in passenger cars and other light vehicles voluntarily equipped with event data recorders. The final rule was intended to standardize the data collected through EDRs so that it could be put to the most effective future use. Light vehicles manufactured on or after September 1st, 2012 that are equipped with an EDR and manufacturers of those vehicles must comply with this rule. However, vehicles that are manufactured in 2 or more stages or that are altered are not required to comply with the rule until September 1st of 2013. Voluntary compliance is permitted before that date. Fraudulent claims and CDR. The following real-world scenarios or circumstances would be crucial in any accident investigation process. Wouldn't you like to know? Was the vehicle hit while parked? At intersections with control signals, did the insured stop? In a multi-vehicle inline collision, whom hit whom first? The pre-crash speed of the vehicle or vehicles. Was the insured speeding? Determine seatbelt status. Was the insured wearing their seatbelt or not? Determine injury potential through delta V measurements. Seat sensors. Was somebody seated in the passenger seat? Let's discuss privacy concerns. Despite alerts and warnings in their vehicle owner's manual, many drivers are unaware of their vehicle's recording capability. Civil liberty and privacy groups have raised concerns about the implications of data recorders spying on car users, particularly as the issue of who owns the data has not yet been fully resolved. And there has been some controversy over the use of recorded data as evidence in court cases and for insurance claims against the driver of a crashed vehicle. The use of EDR data in civil and criminal court cases is on the rise as they become more accepted as a source of reliable empirical evidence. There have been a number of trial cases in the US and internationally involving EDRs. The best practice when retrieving EDR data is to require the owner to sign a release before retrieving the data. The answer becomes as simple as yes, you have permission, or no, you do not. Law enforcement, defense, and plaintiff attorneys are obtaining court orders or search warrants demanding the crash data from the vehicle. There are other recent articles where attorneys are attempting to mandate insurance carriers retrieve this data on each and every claim. The request to allow crash data retrieval can also be considered a part of the cooperation clause contained in most insurance policies where the insured has already agreed to cooperate with the investigation. Many times, if the insured does not agree to sign the release form, they end up withdrawing their claim. Because the ACM records crash data only seconds before the event and does not record any personal or identifying information, such as video, audio, habits, etc., the request to collect the crash data is viewed as being a typical and reasonable request. In many cases, an insured who feels wrongly accused will request the crash data be collected in hopes of proving their side of the story. Drivers have been both convicted and exonerated as a result of EDR evidence. Let the physical evidence speak for itself. Is the crash data obtained admissible at trial? Yes. In more than 25 criminal and civil cases around the U.S., crash data retrieval system recovered data has been admitted as evidence along with expert opinion over objection and after extensive admissibility hearings and challenges. Because of the recent high-profile cases where CDR data has not only been admitted but was directly linked to the verdict, many defense and plaintiff attorneys are obtaining court orders and demanding the crash data from the vehicle. It is not recommended to adopt a settlement posture without gathering all the potential evidence or knowing all the facts. Insurance companies depend heavily on field adjusters to investigate and assess damage to vehicles that are covered by an insurance policy. To properly investigate and assess a damaged vehicle, the field adjuster needs to collect all available evidence. Equipped with the CDR tool, the field adjuster has the peace of mind that crucial evidence was not left in the vehicle. This also provides greater confidence to the policyholder, who depends on a fair assessment of damages to recover from significant loss. Timely collection of crash data is necessary since some data could be lost if the owner continues to operate the vehicle after the incident. Here is a case study. The following is a case study of an actual claim that relied on crash data imaged by the crash data retrieval tool. A vehicle owner presented a claim to recover damages his car sustained when it was damaged while parked and unattended. The data retrieved with the CDR tool contradicts the owner's account of the loss. The EDR data indicates the vehicle was in motion when it was struck from behind and was accelerated forward. The data also suggests there were multiple occupants in the vehicle at the time of the loss and multiple ignition cycles after the event was recorded. This claim is potentially problematic as there is the possibility of occupants who could potentially file claims for injury. Not only does the CDR verify the loss did not occur as reported, it provides evidence there was another party in the vehicle. In this case, the CDR tool has proven valuable in the detection of fraud and in allowing us to better evaluate potential exposure. All right, let's talk about training. Technician Level 1 training involves how to image and preserve the EDR data using the CDR tool. Technician Level 2 training teaches more advanced techniques, such as repowering a vehicle and imaging direct-to-control modules. Finally, CDR Data Analyst training teaches users how to interpret and analyze the CDR data. So let's review. The CDR tool provides unbiased crash data directly from the vehicle in question to identify fraudulent claims, evaluate liability, shorten the claim cycle, improve customer service, and validate physical evidence and witness statements. A properly utilized CDR tool will save you time, money, and support efficient operations. For more information about the CDR tool and training opportunities, please call 1-800-280-7940 or visit www.cdr-system.com. Thank you so much for your time and have a great day.